They were mowing the grass near the fence, which was probably a cover to monitor the surroundings. Just in case I tried to escape. It's worded awkwardly. They must have been thinking that would happen only after school was over. Ah, okay. No, it was worded the way I thought it was. They seemed to have no idea that I'd already noticed their plan and was trying to run away right at that very moment. I couldn't use the front gate since they'd find me easily. I moved behind the school building, made sure nobody was around the curry garden. Could they call it the fucking curry garden? Oh shit, I went ahead. I call it the curry garden. I love it. I walked through the dense undergrowth, stepping on dead wood and climbing over fallen trees. After walking through the forest for a while, I came to a small road. I know many back roads in this village because of our club activities, and that knowledge had finally come in handy. Oh, that's kind of a burn to the club activities, isn't it? So, what should I do now? I'm sure the girl already passed on my message to Chie-sensei. Those men must be going crazy by now, knowing that I ran away. Oh god, oh no, oh no. Did anyone else talk to Ryugu-san before she left the school? Everybody in the class looked at each other and shook their heads. Oh, she mad. Chie-sensei looked a bit upset that Rena left school early without telling her in person. Rena-san has been feeling sick these days. She left her bag here. What happened to her? I have a bad feeling about this. What? I think I know what's going on. I'm not sure, but I have a very bad feeling about this. She must have taken another ridiculous story seriously or something. She wants crazy. I hurried home. Where is the commissioner? My father might be at his new job, or he might have gone shopping. He wasn't around when I got there. Now that they're on the move, I'm no longer safe in my house. They're very dangerous people. They're trained to be capable of attacking the Ministry of Construction, and they actually pulled off the kidnapping of the grandson of the minister. Locked doors and windows don't mean anything to them. In fact, it'd be like I was hiding in a box which they could just open up to get to me. I could no longer stay at my home. Very sad and very frustrating. I killed Rena and Teppei, and finally regained a peaceful life with my father. How could this happen to me? I remembered what Keiichi-kun told me before. It expressed my feelings better than anything. Takano-san left us a huge parting gift. Why did she give me those terrifying scrapbooks? Why did she tell me the secret of that unthinkable conspiracy? She got me into this. I didn't do anything. It's all Mio-san's fault. But who was interested in her stories? I was. Who let her continue talking? I did. I did that out of curiosity. I did that because she was my One-sama. Who let the memories of Ibaraki return and told Mio-san about them? I did. I depended on Mio-san, hoping that she could somehow save me from the memories I'd been trying to forget. I shouldn't have remembered anything about that bizarre incident. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gotten involved in that unthinkable conspiracy, and I could have just played around with my friends today. But even if I didn't know about the conspiracy, it'd still continue behind the scenes. I would have been one member of the mob running in a panic, not knowing what's going on the day of Oyashiro-sama's revival. I would have been just swallowed up in their conspiracy anyway. Would I be happier if I faced that day without knowing anything? Would I be happier if I struggled, knowing about it, but ending up swallowed by it? I'm going to end up the same way no matter what I choose to do. I'll fight. I'll choose to fight. Because that's how I seized my happiness before. When Rena invaded my home, seducing my father, I felt like it was the end of the world. I lived on the verge of despair every day. I thought that was the worst misfortune that could befall anyone. But the way things are going, it wasn't really that bad at all. I had only 2 enemies, Mamiya Rena and Hojo Tepe. I knew my enemies and I knew how many there were. I lured them out one by one. I attacked them in the dark. It was a very easy problem to solve. But what about this one? I don't know who my enemies are, and I don't know how many or how strong they are. Even the people I once trusted might be my enemies. I can't possibly be sure. It's totally different from the previous problem. This might be the end of the world. This time it really was the worst thing that could possibly happen. But is that really the case? With Rena, I felt like it was the end of the world, but I no longer think it was that bad. So, this might turn out to be an easy... Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Holy shit! Oh my god! That scared me. That really scared me. Oh, fuck. Hi, Leon and Raiders. Hi. Hi, we are reading some Higurashi. This is, I apologize, this is not going to be the most interactive stream, because it's just me reading, but hi, I hope everyone's doing all right tonight. We are right now in the head of a girl who is, believes they're... Oh, thank you, Geita. Also, sorry your messages aren't appearing with the theme of this. It's all reading, you know. Holy fuck, you scared me. Shit. Fuck. Oh god, I need to breathe. Alright, but yeah, I hope everyone's having a pleasant night over there. So this might turn out to be an easy problem to solve in the end, and I might be able to laugh at it someday. I know that day will come. I know it for sure. So I shouldn't think that this is the end of the world. Let's fight. I can fight. I can still struggle. I'd eat grass and drink mud if I needed to. I'm going to bet on the 1% chance, even though it's unbelievably small. If Mio-san didn't leave me the scrapbooks, I wouldn't even have been able to sit at the table to bet. I was lucky that I received the scrapbooks because they gave me the chance to choose my future. If I don't fight, they'll spread the terrible parasite, and this village will face a great disaster. According to the legend, when the demons first came out of the swamp, people became demons right after being infected. It happened while they were inside the village. These days, symptoms appear only when infected people leave the village, but that only applies to the later, weak parasite. The original parasite can reenact the curse of Oyashiro-sama, even when the infected are in the village. The legend of Oyashiro-sama will be reborn. Humans and demons will start killing each other, and Oyashiro-sama will come down to pacify the disaster. That's what they want. They want people to prostrate themselves before that miracle, and only the people who truly worship Oyashiro-sama will be saved. I see. I know their true intentions now. They're going to reenact the legend of Oyashiro-sama. After all, the villagers always say that Rika-chan is his reincarnation. The stage is all set. They're going to use the parasite as the curse. So how are they going to make it look like Oyashiro-sama came to pacify everyone? Oh, I get it. They must have some kind of medicine. A specific cure for the parasite. Yeah, that's it. When they recreate the stronger form of the parasite, they found a cure for it at the same time. They're going to use this cure to save only those people who believe in Oyashiro-sama, and as a result, this village will only have those fervent relievers. They're going to make themselves the absolute rulers of Inamizawa. Yeah. Wait, I still might be underestimating them. Are they going to carry out that horrifying act of bioterrorism only inside Inamizawa? History proves that when their goal is to control others, people desire to spread their religion across a wide area. I'm sure that they conducted research not only to bring back the primitive form of the parasite, but also to overcome its weakness, namely, that it only thrives in Hinamizawa. According to Mio-san's research, the parasite doesn't like its host to be far from the region. Its weakness is distance. If they could extend the distance, if they could extend the area where it can live, I wonder how far along their research is. By now, the parasite might be able to live not only in Hinamizawa, but in Okinomiya as well. Or maybe even in the city? Maybe the whole prefecture? It might be able to cover nearby prefectures as well. This is too serious to just call it a conspiracy. It's horrifying enough and its scale large enough to call it a revolution. The day of revival is probably not far off. I can tell by how they killed Mio-san and by the extent of their pressure they're putting on me. They're trying to get rid of the small fish bones stuck in their throat by any means, because that day is coming even closer. I'm the only one who can stand up against their revolution. I'm the only one. I can't trust anybody. I can't, not anybody. I think I can trust Keiichi-kun. I think I can. But no one else. Nichan is out of the question. I can't trust Nika-chan either. Satoko-chan and Nika-chan stick together like super glue, so I can't trust Satoko-chan either. I can't trust any adults. I can't trust anybody. No one is on my side, no one. I have to stand up against them alone. The clock is ticking towards that day, and the ticking noise makes me frustrated. How should I fight against them? How can I? What should I do? I needed time to think. I needed a safe area where I could concentrate on thinking. Fortunately, I have such an area already. My hideout at the garbage dump. Nobody ever goes there, so it's safe. Even if they found out about that place, I'm familiar with its surroundings. I know escape routes and places where I can hide. But it has a big shortcoming as a hiding place. Not hard to imagine what that is. I don't have any stock of food there. Ah, yes, that is the weakness, of course. That's why I came home. I opened one of my father's drawers and took out his cash box. The contents haven't changed since the last time I looked inside. There were many new 10,000 yen bills in the cash box. I took them all. You took them all? You took them all? Well, you sure have changed, young lady. I mean, I guess you think the world is ending, but still. I couldn't tell how many bills there actually were, but it looked to be about 80 of them. This should be plenty. If I evaded them long enough to use all of this money, I would think that would mean I did pretty well. Plus, I might use it to buy someone off. Oh, Rena. You can never, ever have too much money, especially in a situation like this. I didn't take the bank book. If they were waiting in ambush at the bank, I'd be done for. It was too risky to withdraw money at the bank. Too risky. That's the reason I didn't do it. I would totally rob him otherwise. I grabbed my backpack. I took the key for my bicycle. I put everything I think would be convenient to have into the backpack. I didn't care if it got heavy. I'd choose what was necessary to carry around later at my hideout. If there ended up being something I didn't need, I could leave it there. I looked at the clock. It had been 30 minutes since I came home. I stayed here too long. I rushed out of the house. I went to a small convenience store and bought as much sweet bread and canned food as I could fit into my backpack. The old lady was at the register, probably suffering from dementia. She showed no interest in the extraordinary amount of food I was buying. You're the old lady Akasaka tried to call a phone from, aren't you? But as soon as the manager of the store checked the sales that night, he'd find out. The idea didn't bother me because I can no longer walk around the village in the daylight anyway. My backpack was full and the cans hurt my back as I walked, but that didn't bother me either. Not at all. I got to my hideout, still carrying the heavy backpack. I organized the stuff I brought. It was very heavy to carry, but now I had sufficient food. The abandoned construction office still has running water, so I could get some from there. I'd wanted to get some vegetables, but in a situation like this, I could hardly complain. After I organized things, I took out the scrapbooks I had hid here and put my brain into top gear, flipping through the pages. So, now what? How am I going to stand up against this gigantic conspiracy? I needed to calm down, stay cool, but also think fast. There might not be a lot of time, so I'd have to hurry, but I don't know what to do. It's easy to run to school in the morning when I oversleep. It's easy because I know where I should go, but now I don't know where I should go to or what I should do. Now that I've come to this point, I should tell Ooishi-san everything. It's highly likely he's an enemy. But that doesn't matter anymore. If it was true, I'd just declare war. But if he was on my side, he'd be my only remaining hope. I'm far too weak to stand alone against the terrifying scale of this conspiracy poised to instill fear throughout Japan. I have to use a public phone to make the phone call. There's only one public phone in this village that stands at a place where it's hard for people to spot you. That phone booth. In that place, at that intersection, at that time. It stands in the middle of nowhere where nobody really comes around. Many bugs gather around the light when it's dark, and it's not a pleasant place to go to. But I can't think of any other public phones I can use to contact Ooishi-san without being seen. Even though it stands in the middle of nowhere, it's still dangerous to use in the daylight. I should wait until nightfall and take advantage of the darkness. I heard that Ooishi-san has been holed up in the station since Mio-san's murder case, so I should be able to reach him any time. I have the number for the direct line to his office, too. The sky was still bright. Even though I had no time, I still had to wait for it to get dark. Frustrated, I glared at the sunset. I should find something to do. I couldn't waste any time that I had, so there must be something to do. After I thought about what I could do, I found there was something I wanted to confirm. Something I've been worried about. I couldn't do anything else before it got dark anyway. Staying here doing nothing would just make me more frustrated. Oh God, you're not going to check for the bodies, are you? I've made my decision and left the hideout. Ah, she is. Rena's father paced up and down restlessly. I speak words, I can. Rena's father paced up and down restlessly in front of his house. A bicycle appeared, its rider ringing the bell. Police officer! Here, over here! Oh, it's the father talking. Police officer! Here, over here! A police officer from the Hinamizawa police station had shown up. Having rushed to get there, he was breathing hard. I hope you didn't wait too long. Please tell me what happened. I know I locked the door before I left, but when I came back, the door was left open and... My God, I've been robbed! He led the police officer into the house. And look, my cash box was left open in my room. Is this how you found it? You didn't touch anything? I didn't touch the cash box itself, because I thought they might have left fingerprints. I did touch the contents a little to check what was missing. What did they take? They didn't take my bank books or my personal seal, but they took the cash. They didn't take your bank books or personal seal, huh? You were lucky. Professional thieves today don't take bank books because they know how easily they can get caught by using them. This might be a professional cat burglar. Really? Really? Instead of taking the cash box with him, he opened it here. He has to be a pro. So how much cash was in there? I haven't counted it for a long time, but I believe there were about 110,000 yen bills. I see. Did you tell anybody that you had that much cash in here? No, I didn't. But they probably knew I kept some cash in the house. They? Who are they? Oh, but they probably knew I kept some cash in the house. They? Who are they? Can you tell me more about them? Well, it's kind of an embarrassing story. Her name is Rena, and... Just then the phone rang. Oh, excuse me, I'll just go get that. Please, give me a minute. He grabbed the phone. Hello, this is the Ryugu residence. Ah! Hello, this is Mayabara. Is Rena-san there? No, she hasn't come back from school yet. She hasn't?! I'm very sorry, but I'm in the middle of something right now. Could you call back later? I'm sorry, bye. He hung up after that. Oh, whoops. Meanwhile... Uh-oh, she knows. She knows. I was stunned. It didn't look like anything had changed on the surface. It was hard to find this place at all, because perfectly in with the surroundings. I only found this place again because I remembered there was a tree with a big lump of wood on it nearby. The spot where I buried the corpses was perfectly camouflaged, as if nothing had happened. That's why, at first, I thought I came to the wrong place. But I could make certain once I stuck a shovel in the ground. I should be able to tell right away whether this place was dug up before or not. After several false starts, I found the exact spot where I buried the corpses. But the biggest problem of all is that there are no bags in there at all. Why? How come? I buried them deeper than this. No, I didn't. I remember exactly how deep I buried them. I know I didn't bury them deeper than this! I wasn't expecting this. I came here to check the corpses. I just wanted to do that to kill time. I didn't want to stay in my hideout doing nothing, so I came here to check if the corpses I buried were still here. There! I'd make sure they were still there and I'd feel relieved. It was supposed to go like that. This was such an unexpected turn of events that I broke out into a cold sweat. What's going on? What's going on? I don't need to calm down and think about what happened. Corpses can't come back to life and crawl out of the ground. Someone must have dug them out. Who did it? And for what purpose? Did anyone happen to see us burying the corpses here? And did they dig them out after we left? What if they handed them over to the police? No, it can't be. It's been quite a while since the day we buried them here. It was before the Watanagashi festival. So if the police did find the corpses when Ooishi contacted me, he had to know about Rena and Teppei. But he didn't tell me anything about them. He didn't. But he didn't. I don't think he was hiding anything on purpose either. So that means the police don't know about Rena and Teppei yet. And why are the corpses gone? That would only leave one answer. Who knows about this place? One of us came back here, dug out the bags, and took them away. The first person who comes to mind is Mion. I mean, the Sonozaki family. I can't think of a reason why they would do that. The murder of Rena and Teppei has nothing to do with them. Except for the fact that you're Mion's like BFF, and she'd totally cover a murder for you. She would. As she totally did for her sister already. But, I mean, sister's boyfriend. But that's besides the point. I'm sure they don't want to get involved either, let alone be falsely accused. They must want to stay as far away from this case as possible. Why would they want to keep the corpses? It's like keeping a joker, even though you'll lose if you have the joker by the end of the game. See, she's referencing Old Maid, which is a game they play a lot. If I was Michan, what would I do? What would I do? What would I do if I was club president? The Joker is a card you want to get rid of, at least in the game I mentioned earlier. Ah, okay. But it becomes a powerful card in other games. What kind of game would that be? An electric shock ran through my spine. At the same time I realized it. They are one step ahead of me. The Sonozaki family got the corpses to use them as a joker, as a wild card. They're trying to use them to sell me out to the police. The Sonozaki family is trying to kill me using their death squad, but they want to have insurance just in case they fail. The thing they're afraid of the most is that I might work together with the police. If they could prevent that from happening, I'd have no one to work with. If that happens, I can no longer run away from them. I'd still be a fish in their pond. They're going to use the corpses to sell me out to the police for the murder of Rena and Teppei. If the police started seeing me as a suspect, they'd never listen to my story. They could have been my last hope, but this will certainly turn them against me. But I'm sure the Sonozaki family doesn't want to use their joker unless absolutely necessary. After all, Sonozaki Mion helped bury the corpses herself. Plus, they don't want the police to hover around Inamizawa when the day of revival is so close. I'm going to call Ooishi tonight, and I'm going to ask him for help. I'm going to tell him everything, including the things I haven't even told Keiichi. Good. I don't know if Ooishi will believe me. This is a gamble, and my chance of winning is very small. Plus, my worst enemy has the Joker, the bags with the corpses inside. I'm impressed with Mion. That's just what I'd expect from the leader of our club. This is a battle that I'm betting my life on, but to Mion, this is like a board game, taking place across Inamizawa itself. You're two When They Cry entries early, Nana, sorry. I grinned, repeating to myself that it's just a game. I put my life on the line for every club activity we do because I don't want to suffer the punishment. This time, that's become the literal truth. There could be only one reason why they're trying so hard to drive me into a corner. Because they're afraid of me. I assumed I was just a little girl with no power, running about in confusion. But my enemy must not be thinking that way. If they didn't think I was a threat to them, they wouldn't take risks like this to drive me into a corner. That means the scrapbooks Mio-san left me must be way more dangerous to them than I think they are. I see. They have a joker, but so do I. The joker I have is so deadly and so powerful, it can break their plot into pieces. That's why they're so eager to find me. A cornered mouse really can bite a cat. I felt my fear towards my enemy fade away all of a sudden. Just as I fear them, so do they fear me too. So this is an evenly matched game. I don't have as bad a hand as I thought I did. I was right to come here. I found out about the card my enemy was holding. This is a big deal. I felt myself shiver with excitement. I grinned to encourage myself. I don't need to be here any longer. They know this place. They might come here to find me. It's not safe for me to stay here for long. I decided to go back to my hideout. On the way back, I passed close to my house. I noticed something different right away. I hid behind a bush and looked at the front gate of my house. My father was talking to a police officer. I strained to catch their conversation. Yes, she usually parks it there. My father pointed to the place where I usually park my bicycle. Okay. Please let us know whenever your daughter comes back. We'll try to find her as well. Michan, you're good. Did you already play your Joker? Mion always starts a battle by attacking without hesitation and wins. It seems like the police are already after me. My chance of being able to explain the conspiracy to Ooishi was already small, but this makes it even smaller. No. That's why I'm going to talk to Ooishi. He sees the Sonozaki family as his enemy, and he's trying to expose everything about them before his retirement. That's why he'll be on my side. He's not going to fall for their trick. Of course, there's a very high possibility that everything was part of their trap from the very beginning. It's possible that he claimed the Sonozaki family was his enemy in order to make me believe that he's on my side, when in reality their Joker is giving me hope. If Ooishi is one of them, it would be too early to play their Joker. Ooishi isn't one of them. He's not. That's why they got the Joker, so they can play it before I go to the police. No, wait. That might be a trick. Rena, you're confusing me. That might be a trick to make me think that way in order to make me trust Ooishi. When Mion gives me two choices to choose from, it's usually better to choose the one I like without thinking too much. Mion, after all, likes to guess people's intentions in order to confuse them. So, when you think about a choice too much, you're already in her trap. I'm going to do as I planned. I'm going to call Ooishi after it gets dark. If he's going to become my ally, we can talk about the future. And if he isn't, that, I realized, was what I had to think about before it got dark. No, don't worry about... Oh! No, don't worry about calling so late. I don't get paid overtime, but I'm on duty as long as I am here. I started the conversation with an ordinary reading to try and gauge his reaction. There's a 50-50 chance that Ooishi is one of them. He's their pawn. He'll either lure me out of somewhere so he can arrest me, or he'll ask me where the scrapbooks are. But even if he didn't, that wouldn't prove anything. It's going to be difficult to determine if he's on my side or not, and I'd have to tell him about the scrapbooks no matter what. My heart's beating very fast, even if I was sure that Ooishi isn't their pawn. I'd still have to make him believe such a crazy story. I'd have to do that over the phone. Worrying wouldn't do anything for me. Yeah, no, I'm sure of it. Her text, which was originally pink, has gotten red. Neat. This is, I know, a gamble. I have but a small chance. Wait. Red tag. No. I didn't put my chips on the table, the game wouldn't even start. I told you a little bit about this before, but I think somebody's following me. Are you sure about that, Yugu-san? Yes. I wasn't sure before. I thought it was just my imagination. But things have changed over the past few days, and now I'm certain. What do you mean, things have changed? A few cars have been following me. One of them is a white van with 4 men in it. They disguise themselves as gardeners, but they're actually attack units. Oh, Rena, don't jump in with this. Attack units? You mean the Sonozaki family's death squad? Yes. I'm pretty sure that's them. They came to my school today. I managed to escape from them in time, but it was very close. But why would they do that? Do they think you're trying to sniff out their connection to Tomitake's murder? Ooishi hasn't mentioned the scrapbooks yet. It sounded rather unnatural to beat about the bush like that by mentioning Tomitake's murder. But, as I haven't told him about the scrapbooks, it could be a legitimate reason. To tell you the truth, I just heard some bad news. I wanted to confirm it a bit more before letting you know, but we did promise to share new information with each other. So this is what I heard. It seems like the Sonozaki Corps and Okinomiya are on the move. Are you talking about the Sonozaki Corps? Wait, who's talking? Yes. You might find it a bit of a shock. They ordered their greenhorns to find a certain person. Wait! a certain person. Oh shit! It is Ooishi talking! Yes, you might find it a bit of a shock. They ordered their greenhorns to find a certain person. A certain person? My heart stopped for a moment upon hearing that. Wrong one. Are they? It's hard to believe, but you're the person they're looking for. They're trying to find you. I just got this information, so I don't know the reason why, but they're mentioning your name. Holy fuck! So you believe my story, that my life is in danger? Yes. Matches with my information perfectly. Yugu-san, what's going on? Do you have any idea? What they're really looking for are the scrapbooks I have. They want to know where they are, and they believe that I'm hiding them. They must be thinking that they'll be able to hide the information in the scrapbooks forever if they succeed in shutting my mouth. But I couldn't tell Ooishi about that yet. I answered his question by answering him a question. What about you, Ooishi-san? Do you have any idea? I can't think of anything. No, I'm afraid I don't. It's hard to believe that the Sonozaki Corps are using their resources to capture an individual like you. But it's true. It came from a reliable source. It might be the Sonozaki family who are after me, not just the Sonozaki Corps. It's very unusual for them to take action like this. They only do this when one of their people runs away with their money or something like that. Usually about some kind of trouble within the group. They've never done things like this to an honest person like you. Well, I'm honored to be the very first one, but I need you to do something other than tell me that they've never done this before. I understand, Yugu-san. Please calm down. Isn't it your turn to tell me something now? What do you mean? Like I said, the Sonozaki Corps don't take action like this often. They might be under some kind of misunderstanding, but still, it's very unusual that they would do something like this. Are you sure you have no idea? You could have gotten them confused about something without you knowing it. My guess is that you sniffed around the Sonozaki family and found out about a secret of theirs. Or they think you did. You can't lead them to mobilize like that by doing nothing. What you did must have been obvious to them. Are you sure you have no idea? Is he my ally or my enemy? I still can't figure it out. This is it. Make your decision, Yugu Rena. Maybe they're after me because I have Mio-san's scrapbooks. Mio-san? Takano Mio? Or scrapbooks? What do you mean? If he was my enemy, he wouldn't be able to hide his excitement. But his voice remained steady, and it didn't sound unusual when he said the word scrapbook. Well, I met Mio-san at the library a few days before she was murdered. We talked and got along well, so she let me borrow some of her scrapbooks in which she wrote about her studies. Scrapbooks or studies? Yes. Mio-san was studying the history of Hinamizawa. She summed up her findings in those scrapbooks. I think when they killed Mio-san, they found out that some of her scrapbooks were missing and also that she gave them to me. They're after the scrapbooks. Yugu-san, what in the world are you talking about? She collected all her research about Hinamizawa and its ancient past as Onigafuchi into these scrapbooks. She wrote about the origin of Oyashiro-sama's cult in them too. The origin of the cult of Oyashiro-sama? You mean the story about the man-eating demons? Yes. In her research, she discovered a very important secret about Oyashiro-sama. The secret was extremely blasphemous for the people who worship him. I see. Those people, the most devout believers, couldn't accept the result of her research. Well, she was taking notes. I could hear him writing something while he spoke. They killed Mio-san, and they're trying to get at her scrapbooks. They weren't sure that I had them, so they followed me to find out. But I think they changed their plans yesterday. They're now trying to kill anyone they think is suspicious. I see. That doesn't sound good at all. I'm going to arrange a security detail for you, and let me take a look at those scrapbooks too. I might be able to find some clues about her murder. No. I mean, they might have pawns inside the police force, so don't worry about me. I can look after myself. Same with the scrapbooks. I'm going to try to destroy them, even if they were kept at the police station. You may be right. If the Sonozaki Corps is chasing after you because of an order from the head of the Sonozaki family, that means our enemy is the Sonozaki family itself. If so, I'm afraid I really can't guarantee that we don't have a traitor among us. That's what I'm saying. Please don't worry about me, but I have a favor to ask you. It's very important. Go ahead. What is it? According to Mio-san's research, there's a horrifying conspiracy at work in the shadows of Hinamizawa, and it's about to be carried out in the near future. A conspiracy? What's that about? I got tense all of a sudden. If I tell him everything, it's going to sound like a big lie. I should leave out the bizarre-sounding parts for now. It'd actually make the story more credible. Fanatical worshippers of Oyashiro-sama are the ones behind the conspiracy. Since the Meiji era, belief in Oyashiro-sama has slowly disappeared, so they're trying to revive the majesty of Oyashiro-sama that the people of Onigafuchi once worshipped. Go on, I'm listening. I'm just writing this down. According to Mio-san's research, the origin of the legend of Oyashiro-sama lies in a primitive endemic disease. People feared this endemic disease and called it the curse of Oyashiro-sama, and then someone like a doctor treated the disease and was then worshipped by the villagers as Oyashiro-sama himself. The village was then under his control. Oh, I see. That's interesting. Go on. The endemic disease was caused by a parasite unique to this region, but it became weaker with every generation, and now it doesn't do any harm to people, as you can imagine. To them, a harmless endemic disease means no curse of Oyashiro-sama. No curse means no savior. They can't keep the sanctity of Oyashiro-sama like that. And to revive the sanctity of Oyashiro-sama means they have to revive the endemic disease, right? I thought you said you weren't bringing up the crazy parts, Rena. You jumped right into the crazy parts, you girl. That's right! They want to recreate the legend of Oyashiro-sama in order to make Oyashiro-sama a deity again. That's why they're trying to create the original parasite, because it can bring back the more powerful strain of the endemic disease. The true intention of the series of mysterious deaths was to test the results of their research. And now, they finally succeeded reenacting the maggot's disease with Tomitake-san. It took them 5 years, but they managed to bring the parasite back to its original power. What the hell? Their goal is to spread the parasite, use the cure they developed to only save those people who believe in Oyashiro-sama, and create for them a paradise. Are you sure it's all true? The scrapbooks say that most of the residents of Hinamizawa are infected by the parasite. There's medical evidence of its existence, too. I can't believe it. Damn it. That head Oreo is on death's door already. And she can't just cross the sticks on her own? This is indiscriminate terrorism! What the hell? The original parasite could only survive around Hinamizawa, but there's a high probability that they've improved it to be able to survive in a wider area. It's going to destroy not only Hinamizawa, but also Okinomiya, or even the entire city, or the entire prefecture! Damn it! What should we do? Who's behind all this? It's the 3 families. Most likely the Sonovazaki family is in charge, but I'm not sure if Odio is the leader or not. I can only refer to them as they. I also have no idea how far this thing reaches. Do you know where they're doing all this research? I can shut it down! I don't know. It's not in the scrapbooks either. Do you have any idea? Must be a big facility to do that kind of research. Use a garage for remodeling guns or something like that, but when it comes to parasites, I don't think that would be enough. I can't tell if he's leading her on or if he's... because she's also feeding him everything he wants to hear. Like, oh, Sonozaki, must kill them! Mio-san was a nurse at the Irie clinic. Do you think that could be it? I always thought it was a bit too big and fancy for a small village like Hinamizawa. Irie clinic. They'd need a specially designed facility with advanced airtight containment among other considerations to be able to do research on dangerous parasites such as this one. It's easy to equate suspicious research with a clinic facility, but it also sounds too easy and a little cliché. At first, I thought they converted part of the clinic into a secret research center, but that actually sounds a little too unrealistic. Anyway, I don't know where it is. So please find that out. Can't you just raid every suspicious place at once? As you know, we need a warrant for that kind of thing. There's a way I can get one even after doing a raid, but I'd need conclusive evidence that it was actually the research building in question in order to do that. Ooishi is a police officer. If he's going to work as a police officer, he has to follow their rules. They really are planning bioterrorism! There has to be a reason why they killed Mio-san so quickly! I think the reason is because their day of revival isn't far off. Okay, I understand! I'll try to do what I can. With an unthinkable plan like this, I imagine it'd be difficult to keep all the Sonozaki family members on their side. I'm sure there are some who are secretly against it. I'll try to make contact with those people. Don't worry, I'm very good at things like this. Ooishi laughed to try to cheer me up. I was upset with the work of the police before, but Ooishi's positive reaction is very reliable. He's what you might call an outlaw. A sexy outlaw. Ooishi's greatest advantage to me is that he doesn't exactly play by the book. It's very encouraging that he has that kind of skill, especially since we have to act both very quickly and without conclusive evidence. The police normally investigate incidents after they've happened, but that doesn't work in this case. If this incident actually does occur, it's going to be a big disaster. Mio-san exposed such a horrifying conspiracy. I'm scared. He met with a very sad end. He was burned in a drum in the mountains of Gifu. I feel very sorry for her. Alright, I'm going to tell you something. We found something odd about her death. Something odd? Well, at first I thought it had something to do with the case, but after hearing your conspiracy story, it's going to sound like nothing. The crime lab probably just made a mistake. But please tell me, I want to know. We promised to tell each other everything, didn't we? I don't mean to hide it. It's just that it might sound like a silly horror story. Ha ha ha! And you know, we're clearly in sci-fi right now. Nilu-san, do you remember the night of the Watanagashi? After the festival, you and 4 of your young friends talked with Tomitake and Takano, didn't you? Yes, we did. We just talked for a few minutes or so, I think. Well, we found Takano-san's dead body that night. But the crime lab in Gifu Prefecture said that she'd been dead for 24 hours when she was found. But that doesn't make sense. If that's true, she had to be dead the night before the festival. What's that supposed to mean? I'm confused. If she was found dead on the night of the Watanagashi, and she had been dead for 24 hours, that means... In short, it means she was already dead on the night of Watanagashi. So the Takano whom you saw on that night was... a zombie! I got you, didn't I? Well, like I said, I think they just made a mistake. I felt my brain freezing over. Ooishi laughed. Saying that it sounded like a horror story from summer camp. But actually, the fact that Mio-san's time of death was off backed up her incredulous theories. I haven't mentioned this one to Ooishi or Keiichi-kun. If I did, they'd start to doubt everything else I've said. That's how absolutely unbelievable this theory is. At any rate, the mismatch with the time of Mio-san's death means a lot. What irony, Mio-san came up with a theory, and she proved it correct with her own life. No, not yet. Doesn't prove anything yet. If the theory is true, it might happen again. There's no way. It can't be true. I still can't believe it. Boy, she just said it. He said Mio-san was already dead on the night of the festival. It means that Mio-san was walking arm in arm with Tomitake-san on that night. Wasn't Mio-san? Mio-san was already dead, so that wasn't her. That means she was. I felt a new sensation. One I never felt before in my life before. It wasn't an ordinary kind of dread. It was dread of the grave! It was fear of the truth. Close enough. No fear is worth. No fear is worse than fear of accepting a truth you don't want to believe. Compared to this fear... Blah. Go back. The fear of being stalked by the Sonozaki family or being burned alive in an oil drum, well, all that just looked silly. That's how deep a fear I felt. I felt it crawling all over my body like maggots. You-san, please listen to me. I understand you don't trust the police. It's true that the Sonozaki family has control over the entire city. There are some traitors at my station too. if you're in danger. You can trust me. I want you to trust me as an individual person. I can provide shelter for you. It's a place nobody knows but me. Please trust me. I don't doubt Ooishi at this point. I actually think he's very reliable. And handsome. Would have said yes without a second thought. But the situation has drastically changed. If Mio-san's death backs up this unbelievable truth, I trust Ooishi. I believe he'll find the enemy and take them down. But I'd rather protect myself on my own than let someone else do it. If the unbelievable truth is real, then I couldn't trust anybody except myself. No, even myself might appear before me too. Ooishi-san, thank you so much. Anyway, please find their research center and put a stop to their conspiracy. I'm going to hide somewhere for a while. I'll call you again. I noticed I'd been on the phone too long. I've been using this phone booth with a light on in the middle of the darkness. In other words, I'd been telling everybody I'm here. Hello! Hello! She hung up. Oh, she wanted to talk more. He clicked his tongue in a variety of ways because he wasn't sure which one would sound the best and put the phone down. Alright, now where are we going to take this? I'm very interested. His junior, Kumagai, also known as Kuma-chan, rushed into the room. Ooishi-san, it's getting really bad now. It's Kasai Tatsuyoshi who gave the Sonozaki Corps the order to find Ryuguden. Oh shit, that is really happening. Kasai! Sonozaki Akane's right-hand man? Kasai Tatsuyoshi was a pretty high-ranking big shot, even amongst the boss's younger brothers. He used to be the boss of a subordinate branch, but after suffering a bad injury during a gang war, he stepped down and now he served as the boss's aide. He was also apparently in a love triangle with the boss and said Akane, and well, we see how that turned out. Sonozaki Akane relies especially on him, and as her right-hand man, he's still feared even now. Is this what they call chucking? When Kasai moves, other gangs consider it as a declaration of war. They fear him very much. He's a warrior among warriors. He's been lying low these days, but he's led countless number of gang wars. He was also the leader of the professional attack squadron that went to the US to receive military training during the Dam conflict. Oh, aka, he's the guy that took me on that field trip. They were crazy enough to think of attacking the Ministry of Construction for real. Looks like it's causing quite an uproar among our informants. They're saying that Rena must have found some kind of information that's very inconvenient for the Sonozaki Corps. I'm impressed at how to the point our informants actually are. Ugh, this is getting serious. Sato-san thinks it's the tape Oreo and the Ministry of Construction recorded during their secret negotiations. That's true, it's going to cause quite a few deaths. This is more serious than that, Ooishi thought. If her story is true, this is a massive... Oh, he believes her! Maybe? This is a massive conspiracy. It's going to cause more than quite a few deaths. It might destroy the entire village or even the entire prefecture. This is going to be the biggest terrorist strike in history. Rena is in danger. Kuma-chan, arrange an unmarked patrol car to keep watch on her house. As of today, we're going to put Rena under protection. She's convinced she's being threatened by the gang. I'll talk to the section manager later. Well, actually, Rena seems to have run away from home. A police officer confirmed that a lot of money disappeared from her father's cash box. Sounds like she took it and ran away. I also had a call about a car belonging to the Sonozaki Corps parked in front of her house, too. What? Why didn't you tell me that sooner? Rena is in great danger! She wasn't calling me from her house then! We need to find her right away! Get me a car! Arrest the people parked in front of her house, and get some guys over here! They're coming with me! Yes, sir! Fuck yeah, Ooishi. That's Mr. Delicious for ya. What? Rena's son wasn't at home? It's pretty late. Oh, God, was Shion just doing a favor for Mion? Oh, for fuck's sake. Yes. I waited in front of her. Oh. Oh, misunderstandings. Are you kidding me? Yes, I waited in front of her house for a while, but she didn't come home. Maybe she's at a friend's place. She might be at Sis's house with her other friends doing their club activities. Oh, you're not what? John was lying down on the sofa. That's a hotel room. Picturing her sister and her friends fooling around and playing games like they always did. I thought so too, so I stopped by Mion-san's house, but Rena-san wasn't there either. Mion-san was worried about her too. Oh, really? Well, I wonder what happened to her. She might have been caught by some hoodlum, though that would be unusual. I already told my staff to look for her, just in case. I don't think that's what happened. She's not as weak as she looks. Anyway, why did she want to see me? Oh, I forgot about that! That's right! She did want to talk to him! Asai took off his jacket. John only told him to go see Rena because she heard that Rena had requested to see him in person. Oh, I thought I told you. She said she found something you lost. Rena-san wanted to give it back to you in person. Hey, I guess she likes you or something. Oh, please. Anyway, I hope she's alright. Right then, the phone rang. Kasai answered it while loosening his tie. Yes, I understand. At once. Kasai sounded very serious, and Shion immediately figured out who he was talking to. Who was it? Was it my father? Yes. Ooh, we're getting some Yakuza in here. The Sonozaki family has sent out an order to find Rena-san right away and to bring her to the main house. What? You mean Oryo gave the order? I wonder what Rena-san did. Will she have to peel off her own fingernail? I hope Oryo goes easier on her. Poor girl. Ooh, interesting. Rena hasn't come home yet? Or is Mion that worried? Rena hasn't come home yet? No. I heard that Rena ran away from home and that she's hiding somewhere. Hiding somewhere? What do you mean? Also, I just got this information. It seems like the police are looking for her. What? An unmarked patrol car is watching her house right now. It seems like there are several patrol cars looking for her in the village. Uncle Kimiyoshi received a call from the police too. He was told to use the town network to find out if anybody knows where she is. Do you think they found the corpses we hid? I already forgot about them, honestly. Not gonna lie, even though Rena brought them up like a minute ago. We hid them deep in the mountains. We couldn't have found them that easily. No, it's 100% impossible. Guarantee you that. Ah, okay. Wow, how can you be so sure? Is she just gonna say it? Well, to tell you the truth, I let the Sonozaki family take care of them. They moved the bags to a secret place. Secret place? Calm down! Don't worry about it. I heard that there's a major logging project happening this summer on that mountain where we hid the corpses. So I arranged help and took care of it. I see. You're a very reliable person when you're on my side, but you'd be a very scary person to have as an enemy. I recommend you never underestimate me. So it's not the corpses they're after. Then why are the police trying to find her? I don't know. But it seems like many gang members knew that Hojo Teppei and Mami Rena were trying to blackmail the Ryugu family. So that might be the reason why the police are after Rena? I don't think they consider her a suspect yet, but they probably want her as a material witness. God, they have no idea. That's the same thing! Damn it! Rena finally regained her peaceful life. I'm not gonna let them ruin it. Mion, we need to help her. Of course! I already told my family in Okinomiya to find her before the police can. It's a misunderstanding! Oh my god! You can trust the Sonozaki family. They can protect her from the police 120%. Oh! This is what happened in the first chapter. I get it now. I mean, I kind of already got it, but now I really get it. I still have to forgive the stupid shit in the dam, but I get it now. But just finding her first isn't going to solve the problem. We have to do something to clear her of suspicion. I'll think about that after we found her. Make as many alibis as she needs and as many witnesses for the alibis as necessary. We have good lawyers, too. We'll never abandon our friends when they're in trouble. That's right. We could save Rena. Damn it, I wish I could do more than depend on you, Mion. Well, don't worry about it. It's okay to let someone else handle the situation when that person is better at it. This old man will take care of everything. Also, I'll create an alibi to fool the cops watching the whole village. They'll say Rena was spotted near Gogura. The wider the search area, the fewer policemen in one place. I see, that's a great idea. This is like nothing to us. We did more during the dam conflict. I'll protect Rena. And Kei-chan, Rena trusts you more than anybody. So, she might come to you. If she does, please protect her. Give me a call right away. Yeah, will do. Rena's a strong girl. She should be fine. She can overcome this. Yeah, I think so too. I hesitated to say something. Rena hadn't been her normal self lately. If she was her normal self, I'd have no doubt that she could overcome this. But Rena is deeply convinced that Takano-san's delusions are true. Rena believes the Sonozaki family is behind the conspiracy. I'm not sure she'd trust the Sonozaki family to protect her. Don't worry, I'm her friend too. She'll understand once I sit down and talk to her. Just like Kei-chan and I cleared up our misunderstanding. I can do that with her. Oh, Mion, you're such a good friend. I still can't believe that you believed such a crazy story, though. Well, I can't believe I did either. This is going to be the most embarrassing thing to ever happen in my life. Really? I really was deeply convinced until I talked to Mion. Even after the promise of friendship was made, I doubted her. Takano-san was endowed with magic. I think the scrapbook she wrote also carried a spell. The scrapbooks can make people go mad. The forbidden scrapbooks. Nobody was supposed to read them. Rena is captivated. Rena is captivated by the power of that magic, even after Takano-san's death. I have to wake her up. I've got a very bad feeling about it. Oh, I'm sorry. Someone is at the door. Oh, it's her. It's gotta be her. It might be the police. I have to go now. Okay. I'll tell them that Rena is hiding near Gogura. If they ask you something, just keep telling them you don't know anything. Okay, got it. Mion waited for my answer, then hung up the phone. After she hung up, I slowly started to feel like Rena was being consumed by some huge, unthinkable fate. It's not only the police I'm worried about. I'm also worried because Rena is ensnared by the power of Takano-san's magic. I fear she might be suffering from incredible anxiety. Oh right. Rena might be hiding at her secret base in the garbage dump. Rena once told me that she used to spend time there when Rena was at her house. Rena-san? You're calling her Rena-san? I didn't even catch that because it's such a stupid thought that you'd do that. And she told me that she hid the scrapbooks there too. You're only just remembering that? She's hiding there. She must be hungry by now. I should bring her something to eat. Wait. What? Huh? 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 Oh, Mion said that. Okay. I'm like, why the fuck is Keiichi ignoring the door? Okay, I get it now. Oh, I'm sorry. Someone is at the door. My fleets have to go now. Hold on. What? Oh, sorry. Okay. I'll tell them Rena's near Nagogota. Telling you don't know anything. Okay, got it. You know, wait for answer the phone. Okay, I was way too slow on picking that one up. Mom, I'm going to go somewhere, but I'll be right back. At this time? In this village? With those clothes? It's late. It's very important. I promise I'll be right back. And if Rena comes here while I'm gone, let her stay in my room. If someone calls and asks you to, if you know where she is, just tell them you don't know and hang up, okay? My mom looked angry that I was leaving the house at so late an hour, but I rushed out of the house before she could say anything. I grabbed a flashlight from the wall of the garage, got on my bicycle, and sped off into the darkness. The moon looked beautiful, but in a creepy way. I feel like something terrible. Oops. I feel like something terrible is going to happen. I don't know what it is, but I know it's coming. Something is going to happen. The moon, seemingly knowing just what that something will be, looked like it was laughing at us, pacing back and forth in confusion. Damn it. Laugh all you want. Laugh at this funny story as much as you want. I'm not going to laugh. I'm going to fight. I'm going to smash through whatever fate is waiting for us. And I hope you're there. Maybe my bicycle needs some oil. It was making a lousy noise as I pedaled. Damn it, even my bicycle is laughing at us. I finished talking with Ooishi on the phone and soon left the phone booth. I realized something, and a chill ran through my body. I was in a phone booth that stood out tremendously in the dark. Somebody must have seen me. I was certain I was being watched. I saw glowing eyes staring at me in the dark. It wasn't human. Was it an illusion? No. I knew who they were. They were the one controlling the three families who ruled Hinamizawa. Its eye level was too low for it to be human, and its outline was vague. I knew from the past records that they were physically frail. The silhouette, which indicated its inhuman appearance, was unbelievably unrealistic, especially its protruding head. One of the scrapbooks I received from Mio-san described their appearance in detail. Their eyeballs were pure red like blood. Their bodies smell like ammonia. Even though some of them have at times been captured around the world, all of them melted or disappeared, leaving no trace behind. Rena, it's not fucking aliens! Oh, for God's sake, Rena, I can't believe this. It is not fucking alien. Rena, oh, Rena, you poor girl. Oh, you poor girl. Oh my God, it is, oh, Rena. Oh, Rena. Oh, Rena. It is not. This whole time, this is one of the things you've been hiding. That you've thought, you've known it was aliens. The only traces remaining are the marks. Why did I? Oh! What could that mean? No, go back. Right then, the impossible, unrealistic silhouette took a step closer and got closer and closer towards me, making a realistic noise as it crunched across the gravel. The noise pulled me back to reality. Don't come any closer, you monster! It kept walking towards me. It sounded like it was kicking pebbles everywhere it walked. It was coming closer and closer. I was scared, so I said the same thing and once again. And this time, the glass door of the phone booth I was in, started to rattle and shake. Bang! It made weird sounds as if being struck by something. I screamed loudly in fear and started running. I ran so hard. And I ran so far away. I ran so hard that it felt like my lungs were about to explode. And then I looked back to find the thing was no longer chasing after me. Is it my imagination? There's no way it was just my imagination. I definitely heard the sound of the gravel being kicked and the phone booth rattling. I needed to calm down. Right then, I needed to make my heart stop beating so fast. I'd have to fight them eventually. The next time they appeared, I was going to strike back at them. I was going to squash their heads with my big hatchet. I'd protect my Hinamizawa. It was my duty to do so. I wouldn't allow them to do whatever they wanted. I saw the lights flickering in my head again.